Are you guys ready?
Good.
All right, today is January 15th. This is the Communications Committee meeting. I'm calling the meeting to order. First item is roll call. Myself and Counselor Hayes is here for the council. Item number 3 is public comment. Is there anybody in the public who would like to comment on something that's not on the agenda? Jim, anything you want to comment on?
Oh, tonight.
Okay, good. All right, item number 4 is approval of the minutes from the December 18th, 2025 meeting. Can I get a motion?
Motion?
A second. Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. We're gonna adjust the agenda because we're being joined today by Susan. Is it Dufour? Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
Susan Dufour. With Coastal Communications. Did I get that right?
Coastal Marketplace.
Coastal Marketplace. There we go. Because one of the things that one of our residents, Jim Pritchard, who's here today, provided us was a connection with Susan. And so Susan, as I shared with you over the phone, we're very interested with the loss of the leader, finding new ways to get print media in the hands of residents.
Mhm.
And, you know, the best and easiest way is always through their mailbox and through their mail. And so we're just exploring different opportunities, and we have as a goal as a committee this year to figure out what we would like to do and make sure we have the budget in 2027 to do it. And so this was a really interesting option that Jim brought to our attention that we thought was worth exploring. So we're happy to have you today. And you know, again, this is just a brainstorm discussion to learn and see if there's anything we might want to do as the next step after the conversation.
Great, very good. Well, I'll start out. Yep, my name is Sue Dufour. I work for Mail New England. It's a shared mail, direct mail company based here in Maine. And we offer direct mail or shared mail through Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. But today we're focusing on Scarborough. So I'll show you first. So first thing I'll share with you is the Coastal Marketplace. And I could pass out a few examples. You may be familiar with them already. Coastal Marketplace is a wrap. And you may be familiar with it if you live here in Scarborough.
Yep.
It holds all your store flyers in it that you get every week. Our goal is to have it in homes by Friday of each week in mailboxes. Here in Scarborough, the current number we deliver to is 10,300 mailboxes. We update those numbers, I believe, every quarter, either 3 times a year or 4 times a year. And yeah, and so with the Coastal Marketplace, there is space available on it to advertise. Also, sorry, the Coastal Marketplace delivers to 65, it goes to 65,000 homes from Cape Elizabeth down to Kennebunk each week. So if you did decide to advertise on it, to use it, you would be sharing your information would be shared with your with the surrounding towns. So
this isn't, these ads go to the homes in Kennebunk and.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, same copy goes down there. And then, let's see, I'll share with you our pricing for advertising, the current pricing for advertising next.
You?
This is the same thing I emailed you.
Yep.
Oh, yes, yep. Yeah, and so there's space available each week, on, all, well, especially on page 1, page 3, and page 4. And, anything from 1/8 of a page to a full page is available. And, for the town as a nonprofit, I'd automatically give you the 10-time rate for the ad sizes. Or 10W. Is how it's labeled on the flyer.
Do you have anything? Because I thought sometimes when I get this, there's like inserts in it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
but that's what we're gonna talk about now. Inserts. If you'd rather not, advertise on the coastal marketplace, we do inserts. If we do the inserts that are inside the marketplace, because information on those.
You,
Let's see, so, yep, so inside the coastal marketplace. You may run, or the sizes that we offer are either, postcards, large postcards, 8.5 by 11, or 21 by 11. Size inserts. So over those two. And, so these would be like, these of course would be like your 8.5 by 11, yep.
so basically like a page.
Yeah,
Like,
both sides.
Yeah,
These would be your postcards. And then we also offer wraps, the same size.
what is a wrap?
A
Just
wrap,
a fold.
yeah, yeah, it's just like the coastal marketplace, but it's, yeah, glossy paper.
Okay.
But I remember
And-
saying you, it's designed through,
We could
Coastal
design it for you. Yeah,
or we could, if
Yes.
we designed it, it'd just be, yeah,
yeah,
okay,
you just send us the, yeah, the layout that you want.
okay.
Yeah, and then we put it together for you. With any of the inserts, it is insert or the wrap, it is a 3 to 4 week out deadline. Coastal marketplace, if you advertise on the wrap, it's a 8-day out. So if you have anything that needs to go out sooner than later.
So for the inserts, could we narrow that down to being within Scarborough, or that one
Yes.
also goes to? all
Yep.
of the-
No, that you could choose just Scarborough.
Okay.
So if it was on this as a ad that we wanted to promote, it goes to all 65,000, but if we put something special that goes in, we can be more targeted.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
Well, when you say targeted, would that mean the 10,300 mailboxes?
yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
which is pretty much all households,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's pretty,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and what was, I didn't see, is the cost for the inserts?
No, I hadn't, so those I have here.
Yeah.
Cause they're approximate, so I don't have anything on paper really. But, so if you wanted to do, so these are based on if we print it for you, if we design and print it for you. Inside the wrap, a postcard, would be approximate to go to 10,300 households, would be 1,650 before taxes. You could also choose to, if you didn't want to be inside coastal marketplace, if you wanted to be outside, like a traditional direct mail piece. The price would be approximately 2,550 for a postcard.
What about a full page insert?
Yeah, that inside the wrap would be 1,850. And then if you wanted to do, so we did something for Canada this year. We did their Spirit of Christmas in the Kennebunks. Let me see if I can find them. Anyway, it's the same format as this,
Mhm.
but it was 8 pages.
Oh, wow.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And if we did something like that, it would be, and if it went inside coastal marketplace, but it only went to the people in Scarborough, 10,300, it'd be approximately 5,000.
For one distribution.
Correct.
Yeah.
But of like 8 pages.
8 pages.
Okay,
yeah.
so is that 4 pages from that?
Yeah, I'll show you a copy of it. And then if you just wanted to do 4 pages like this. Inside the coastal marketplace, but only delivered to Scarborough, it'd be 3,500 approximately before tax.
Why is the price different, whether it's inside or outside? Is it,
Because this, inside you're sharing
Yeah.
the mail,
okay,
the cost of the mail.
okay,
Yeah, the cost of the postage,
Mm.
yeah, whereas outside you aren't, yeah.
I'm trying to remember, like, when the school did their survey or something where they did a mailer. Do you guys recall what the cost was? I wanna say it was like $7,000
For one.
for one,
Yeah,
a one-time
distribution.
mailer
Yeah.
to every household.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for a postcard, and it sounds like if we did a postcard through this, it would be cheaper.
Paying for
Yeah.
postage.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Here's the thing we did for, about this year.
Okay, because that's what I was wondering, for our purposes, it wouldn't as much be an advertisement, I mean, there's certain departments that I could see using. The ad space on the
Okay.
wrap, but. It's
More
good to see
appropriate.
something like this, because ours would be more of offering updates and content and not as much ad design style.
Yeah,
So I could see us
you
using it in.
may have pictures, but mostly it's gonna be. text.
Right, more
Yeah.
text,
Yeah.
yeah, so this.
It gives
Helps
you a feel
me
about, yeah,
see what that would look like, yeah.
Yeah. And from a format perspective, like, would we have like complete? Like,
Yeah.
are there any limitations to formatting? Like, I think of all the stuff you already do, Allison, that's already formatted, and if it was just in this mechanism versus.
Right, like I imagine I would lay it out. Use a template, or use the dimensions and then.
Yeah.
Send you the PDF,
Mhm.
and that would.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Or whatever you like, send it in
Okay.
paragraph form in the body of the email. And we'll just cut and paste it
Mhm.
on the pages, but we send you back multiple. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you currently, or who do you currently distribute a town newsletter for? Do you,
I've had a lot of inquiries, but this Scarborough is, and I've had a lot of phone calls, cause there's been quite a few communities that
Yeah,
have lost their
lost their
weeklies,
pages, yeah.
And so they're looking for ways to get communication out, yeah. So I've had a lot of calls from different towns, but nothing solid yet.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things in the leader was they had a lot of advertisement as well. So I would just be curious, like, if we were to do something like this,
yeah,
would you be open to, like, say we wanted to do something like this, but we couldn't afford the full
so we.
5,000, like,
Offset. the price
yeah, could we
cost.
work with local businesses
Yeah, I think.
to
if
put
we-
ads in here?
Oh, yeah, if you could get a sponsor for a full page ad
Yeah.
and just put their banner across the bottom.
Mhm.
If they would, yeah, if they would pay for the full page ad.
Yeah.
And just with their logo across the bottom, and
Yeah.
then you could have the rest of the page to fill in for,
Do you guys have any statistics, or do you track, like, how do you track and know whether people are
Success,
actually,
yeah.
taking this and looking at it and doing things with it? Like, do you hear from the businesses and have statistics to know that, like, because my worry sometimes is that people will just like see this, throw it away. And so I'm just curious, like, how do you know, like, I don't know what the right metric would be, Allison, but like a metric that's like, this is something that people are actually like taking the time. to,
Yeah,
like,
people taking action that
Yeah.
actually based on
Yeah.
the communication.
I would say. Just from what I know, I would base it on repeat business
Mhm.
and that businesses keep coming back.
Okay,
Yeah. To do the same advertising.
I
And,
guess-
yeah,
Yeah.
and people like to have, they still like to have stuff in front of them.
yeah,
To read, you know.
That's what we heard.
Yes,
we heard that loud and clear.
Yeah,
yeah,
Well, I guess like
I've
if
heard it
we,
a lot too.
yeah, if we did
Yeah.
do something like this, like if there was like a QR code. That could be like our way, like
If we could find some unique way of people responding to something that we know it's only, or a webpage that's only linked in this, and so
Yeah.
then we
Yeah.
see how many people go onto that webpage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what advertisers do, yeah,
Okay.
add QR codes,
Mm.
yeah, to get people to go to their websites.
Okay.
Yeah.
be interesting to track like two tracks because a lot of people use technology and are online.
Mhm.
But a lot of the folks that we heard from that said we miss a leader,
Wouldn't
we
be
don't
on.
use technology, we're not online.
Yes.
Yeah,
So there's, be
Yeah.
interesting to see how those metrics played
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
could we even, to that point, like
Yeah.
if we were able to like better segment the community instead of going to all 10,300, we said, let's go to all households with that are a certain age or a certain demographic. Could we,
I don't offer that.
okay,
Yeah, I
so it's
think
like all or
the
nothing?
benefit to this is that it's cheaper because.
Yeah, it's a
It's
mass-
mass
yeah.
distributed, but if we wanted to fine tune, then it would be maybe the same price, but going to less people,
Yeah.
but more targeted.
Okay,
So it's just a matter of what direction we wanna go.
I think that would work this side of the turnpike. You know, on the other side, you're still gonna have the problem, people responding for the QR.
Yeah.
Is the internet
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's
and
true.
people having computers.
Yeah, well, phone, if they have a phone, like hopefully, well, I know a lot of people don't have computers, I would hope that they have a smartphone. That they. go
I
to-
have a smartphone, but I'm dumb.
I wouldn't say that, Jeff.
Yeah, I would say. Well, this
Comes
is,
to that, it does.
this is great. So can we-
Yeah, I really like the opportunity of doing either the insert within here or even outside of it, that feels like the.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, one that would stand out more
Yes.
than.
yeah, it'd be independent of
Yeah.
the wrap, yeah, yeah.
So if we ran a pilot,
Mhm.
how long do you think that we would need to run it to sort of, collect enough data to, say we want to move forward with this, or, we don't think it was effective? Is it like a quarter? Is it,
Depends on how many we want to do. I would suggest, for next year's budget, that whatever we decide to do, we at least budget for 2 or 4.
Yeah.
So either a biannual
Yeah.
or quarterly.
Yeah.
okay,
And then, yeah, I think how to measure that, again,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're right, it's a QR code, we're
Yeah.
trying to target people who are gonna use a QR code.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Well, that's kind of like the Scarborough Living Magazine inserts that we're doing. We've
Yeah.
Done 3 now. We're not really knowing how to track the
Yeah.
effectiveness of that, but. It's just another avenue.
yeah.
why would be, go ahead.
No, just everything's not trackable. I mean, sometimes you just have to put 10 things out there and if the
Yeah.
communication. Score moves again in a positive direction. Sometimes it's hard to figure out like why or which
Yeah.
one. Or
Right.
maybe it's an aggregate, all of them, coming at people from a number of different angles.
So can you say again, Susan, what's the cost for the 1 page 8x5, 8.5 by 11 outside? There we
That
go.
I don't do. I only 8.5 by 11 outside,
It would
is-
only be,
I only do inside.
Oh, 8.5. is
okay,
only
but
inside.
something like this could be outside.
Yep, the only
Yeah,
ones I
push
do,
outside. You do, a
Yeah,
post-
I do.
and you do the wrap outside?
correct.
Okay,
But the full page inside was 1850, I believe, is that right?
yeah.
Correct,
And what was the postcard?
Outside was
16.
2550,
yeah,
inside was 1650.
correct.
Good. Well, because part of me, to Michelle's point, like, I don't know, do we have any budget this year in print that we could test something before we ask for a big,
Probably not, if you recall, we increased, I think. Last year, our budget was about 7,500 for kind of outreach and mailing,
Okay.
doubled that this year at 15. We sort of allocated that for our tax bill mailers,
Okay.
which is 2, which is also going to every home.
Yeah,
And then
Right.
the inserts and Scarborough Living, which
Yeah.
are about, I don't know exactly, but that's sort of how those.
That's around
Yeah, this year.
$1,800.
Yeah. For a 4-page insert, it's great.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, every time. So but this year will be over before we know it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
July, we're talking about July 1.
yeah.
And then so 2 more opportunities that we're doing, and then, or maybe 3, but.
How
The
often
tax
do you
bill.
want something to go into this?
I was
I,
actually,
I wouldn't think that you'd wanna go any more than twice a month.
I think
I
that's
think-
probably the highest here,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
was
I
thinking
think-
maybe
I
just
think
monthly.
once a month.
I was thinking monthly,
Okay.
you're thinking quarterly,
Monthly too.
yeah,
If you were thinking you wanted to do an 8.5 by 11, but you were nervous about having it inside the coastal marketplace, you could use this space here to say, look for our information
Mhm.
this week inside.
Yeah.
Just to get people.
Is it, just
Yeah.
better,
A little,
yeah, yep. It's a
Or-
good point.
Part of me was wondering, like, should we explore with Karen Martin Sedco's interest and like, again, maybe rather than the town budget paying for it, could we get advertisers?
That was, I mean, those 8-page spreads look great if you could fundraise and put
Yeah.
ad space
Yeah.
to cover the cost, because that really feels like something standalone that's very,
Yeah,
You may
Yeah.
wanna get the school board involved.
Yeah,
But you said there's a longer lead time for getting you this information, like that would be a month out?
4 weeks, yeah.
Okay, so that would just mean that whatever content,
yeah,
I would just need to make sure I have that content ready then.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's just an insert 8.5 by 11, I could just quickly pull content from the newsletter.
Yeah.
So it depends on.
Yeah.
What we're trying to accomplish, like what type of information we're putting in it.
yeah. I mean, I would like, to your point of like frequency, I would say if it was a 1-page insert monthly, but maybe an 8-page thing twice a year or something, that would just be a bigger thing that we could align for key points in time, like maybe it's a post-budget thing to like talk about budget and whatever else is happening at that point of the year. And then maybe at the new year, just because it's a new year and like things that are exciting and coming.
yeah, do a watch.
Yeah,
And that's offsets the fall and the times that the tax bill inserts.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
It spaces it out enough.
So maybe that's a ask for staff, like now having this information, what would be great would be to kind of see. To your point of like what you guys are already doing, like what are we already doing in the mail? We know we have is
Yeah,
it 6 times a year in Scarborough Living?
4 to 6. I think we're gonna probably do closer to 5 in the last 12 months. I think we 4 went the last one, but yes. Okay.
So those will be launched, we'll have the inserts.
Mhm.
Where would this fit in to like also maybe get some traction? So it would be good maybe for staff to consider this and like see what the budget looks like. And I think we're thinking, I think we're on the same page
Yeah.
of like once a month, but if you
Yeah.
think there's a need for a big insert on occasion, that would be good to put in there.
Yeah, I mean, just these two, from a financial standpoint, just bag the napkin for a full page insert once a month and 2, 8-page spreads twice a year. I mean, you're talking about 30,000+.
Mhm.
Without, again, pursuing any partnerships for ad space, which I think is a real
Yeah.
possibility. I mean, I'm familiar with another organization, municipal organization that printed their recreation programs every year. It was
Yeah.
actually a revenue generator for them because they sold so much ad space in it
Yeah.
and advertising their program. So I think there are some opportunities for some partnerships. for
Okay,
So it's like $3 a household. If it's 30,000, we have 10, so it's $3.
that's not bad when you put it in
I
that
know.
perspective.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I could empty out my coin jar, and give you $3. pay for it.
Cover your neighbors too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll collect $15 in the circle, send it
Yeah.
in.
But again, if we,
Thinking that's really not,
Yeah.
yeah,
and if we get sponsorships to drop it down.
Right.
Then it just makes it even
Right.
better.
right. Yeah,
How would that work from a financial mechanism perspective with the town if we're,
Well, I think going back to Karen Martin, I mean, even when we were talking about when the leader, we had some conversations with another newspaper, the Gorham Weekly.
Yeah.
And, that's their business model, selling ad space in addition to producing content. And,
Yeah.
we started talking with Setco and some other communities about if we work with economic development, could we stand up
Yeah.
really more traditional newspaper selling ad space and so I think I would work with Setco, say, are there half a
Mhm.
dozen or a dozen businesses that would be interested in some limited ad space to
Yeah.
throw on the mailer? I expect there would be.
I think
yeah, I
so.
think so too.
But, yeah, I think we'd love to partner with them.
So that sounds like a good next step as well. So maybe like mapping out what this would look like budget wise and everything, and then following up with Sedco to see if we can see if there's some interest. I mean, I'm interested in continuing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
conversation to pursue this. It sounds like we may not be able to do anything this fiscal year, but if we can get alignment, plan ahead, put it in our budget come June,
yeah,
then, and have it, the money available in July, then we can start it in the next calendar year. I wish we could go faster, but like, I feel like, I get we're
Yeah,
kind of,
we've made some really, I mean, full credit to Allison, made some good strides this year to get
Yeah.
some more
Yeah.
print content
Definitely.
in
Yeah.
households and easily
Yeah.
for people. And I think that the thing in the Scarborough Living, I think it's a really nice looking feature.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
and the
it's
survey
glossy.
went up for communication,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's that too. But yeah, I think I'm very attentive to the feedback though, that I think we keep, or we've heard from many residents that not getting in the mailbox and
Yeah.
not getting it in paper is still a missed
Sure.
And
thing
we've
for
heard that, you know, a lot of people that I know, and even that we heard from in the sessions that are tech savvy and that are on, you know, they all said, whoever thought we'd mislead it this much.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so I think it isn't just the folks who, you know, said we're really not comfortable with technology. I think I mean, I like technology, but I do like something in my hand occasionally.
It's nice to take a break from
Yeah.
technology.
Or to just like pick it up and then put it back down and go back and look at it and,
Yeah,
you know, not trying to search it and.
Yeah, I think what I said was like, I'm so inundated by digital
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
that it just becomes noise and I don't, like, it's almost
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I know in the past when I would get the mail all the time before things were really
Yeah.
digital, like I would like, I'll get a lot of junk mail and
Yeah.
throw it away, and now I'm like, when I get the mail, I'm like, oh, let's see what's in
Yeah.
here, because I'm just interested now,
which is
because,
why I still read real books and don't
Yeah.
use a Kindle.
yeah. Well, Sue, thank you so much for
You
coming.
don't think,
Yeah.
I don't think we'd be able to get enough money out of the budget to do a
A test,
spring and a fall or spring and a winter. To see what kind of feedback we would get.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, I think, sure, I'm sure we could find some, but for the line that we actually have allocated for something like outreach and print media, I think it's generally earmarked, so for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But I think that, again, I think we'll continue these conversations and be prepared. Because that budget ask is gonna be, I mean, that's a month and a half away, starting the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I think we'll continue to chew on it, Jim, and see if we can advance something sooner
Yeah.
than that.
well, to the point of like, if we could get a business to help sponsor it, we could probably go sooner. If we can find a way to not pay it, like, or have it come out of our budget, but again, maybe it's not the full thing, it's just testing the outside postcard, so that we're at least seeing if there's a way we can just test to see like, how do we know that it's producing results? And again, I think of like, yeah,
Okay.
so,
Are
great.
are you considering a page on the coastal marketplace itself?
I was,
Or
I'm assuming more of an insert.
yeah. I think
Standalone.
so too.
Okay,
That could be outside, I would think, maybe instead of inside. I mean, I don't know if there's a big
Right,
difference,
yeah.
but. Great, well, thank you so much. We'll definitely be in contact if we have
Yeah,
questions.
thank
Yeah.
you too. It's great.
Appreciate you making the trek here and
Absolutely.
coming.
Would you like these back?
no.
Are you sure?
No, yeah, sure, some of, well,
I'll give
some
you
of the
this
rate
one.
cards
and
I
then
will.
you said-
Yeah.
Yeah, keep a few, I don't,
Well, you sent these over email. I think you
Yes,
sent
I
the rate,
did.
so we
Yeah,
have them
yeah.
in email.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. All right, so let's move on to other items on the agenda. So we're going back to the top for staff updates. And again, the specific thing we were looking for an update on and other staff updates, as well as the last discussion on growth and seeing how we create a growth page. So just passing off to you guys.
Yeah, I really just kept it to the growth page to focus on
Great.
for the staff update. So, we have a page created in the back of the website in draft form right now. And then Liam, I think, had shared out that planning already does have a, map. So that was good to hear, and just drawing, we talked about this last time too, but knowing that there are areas of the website that already have a lot of information, but being able to like
Mhm.
draw more attention to that. So, for the growth page, we were thinking of structuring it of, talking about what is currently happening.
Yeah.
Anything
Like
that
in
pertains,
progress.
to yeah,
Yeah.
in projects in progress. Going to the budget page to show, investments that are coming up. The tracking, there's a spreadsheet that tracks building permits, that map, that shows the planning projects that are already active. So that would be like right front and center of the webpage. And then below it, we were thinking, giving some more context.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. The background and the history of, like census information or how growth has happened over time, what the housing types, have been and how they've changed over time. So giving more of that background. And a lot of that pulls from what Autumn had presented on in that first,
Yeah.
growth workshop. And then same for the next section, talking about the tools and the mechanisms that the town already uses. For growth management, and a lot of those are pages that already exist on the website, so it's more of I'm thinking of it as a landing page that points people to other
Yeah.
areas.
Mhm.
But just having like one centralized place for it.
So I think it would follow, I mean, we look at other, again, I just love this part of the website, but there are what's happening page, there'd be a
Yeah.
dedicated page to talk about growth, right? And so I'd probably direct you to many of these other areas, other pages from that, but this is how it would appear, you know, and have that one landing page as a one-stop
Mhm.
shop for all things kind of growth related or specific.
Yeah. I think the two things that you mentioned that I think the community would be really interested to find easily is again, what projects, the current development and where they are in the pipeline.
Yeah,
And then I think the data, I know, Michelle, you got really excited when you got the GP cog data.
Yeah.
And so I think that
Wow.
stuff is really interesting.
yeah, and I think that stuff is a little bit more varied too, so to be able to pull that. And maybe like write more
Yeah.
content about it.
Actually, that,
Although it exists, yeah.
GP cog report
Mhm.
was so easy, like that was
Oh,
really
really?
well constructed.
Yeah.
I just thought it
I've
was,
seen that.
it's just so easy to follow, like you
Yeah.
could, in
Okay.
5 minutes, kind of have a sort of mental model of what's
Mm.
happened.
I think
Yeah, so
John
we pulled
Clucci
the data
actually
from-
put this
Okay,
together.
good.
What's that?
I think John Clucci might have actually.
No,
put this together.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, it's just, I looked at it once and I was like, okay,
Right.
Mhm.
you
You had a
know,
good understanding of what was happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily just wanna like link to presentations or slides, like. I mean, having materials available there, but I should also pull from that and. Formulate like introduction or some like context.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Just looking at,
Agreed.
just clicking on one of these pages, you know, it has, you know, here, so this is Scarborough down.
Yeah.
So it has a background of what it is, it has all the relevant
Yeah.
documents over the time, it has obviously some of the presentations, it has, you know,
Yeah, I think we can build,
something better than that.
build it.
I'm trying to think, what's another one that's,
The-
which one
Do
is?
the traffic one or go on Angela.
Sure.
I don't know if it's highlighted here.
Transportation
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah, cause that one has the map that already existed on a different page.
oh yeah, I actually went through this one, John.
Yeah, and I would love
Okay, yeah, like this where it links to other.
Yeah,
for the,
Project.
for the council goal on traffic transportation where we said to make a plan. I mean, I think part of it might be just like updating that page to be clear on what we're already doing for Route 1, Gorham Road, Payne Road. And like a easier way for people to absorb, because like,
Yeah.
people will say like, well, what are we doing for those roads? And again, a lot of these things aren't immediate projects,
Mhm.
but there's stuff happening. Like I was at the transportation committee meeting this week. And we talked about Metro and the Gorham West project. So again, both of those are things that I would say, one's gonna address Gorham Road, one is gonna address Route 1.
Mhm.
And so, and no, I don't think it's gonna address pain. So again, there's things like that I just wanna make sure the
Mhm.
public has easy understanding to say, Payne Road, here's like 5 things that are underway, and then here's this like bigger, longer term thing that we're trying to do. So I think for both growth and transportation, it would be nice to be able to like, in layman's terms, communicate kind of the actions
Mhm.
that the town is doing.
Yeah.
That are, again, I know a lot of people want immediate results, but that's, I wish we could do that sometimes, but I understand we can't always do that. But at least giving them some indication of what's coming.
Yeah, and I like how you're describing it too, it's not, I think I have a chart on that page we just looked at where it's like, it seems more like real time. construction
Yeah.
updates, but and that's can be hard to keep up with and it quickly becomes outdated. So I like the idea of like a general like paragraph about the project.
Yeah.
So people just know.
Great. Well, that sounds good.
So we'll work on building that out, populating that over the next.
Yeah.
All right, the next item 6 is map out calendar for Cakes with Counselors Phase 2. So I have a proposal that maybe we could talk through, Michelle, to see if this is aligned with maybe what you're thinking, but I was thinking if we wanted to do these quarterly, where did my notes go? That we could do where did I put it? Oh, February, which could be goals focused, where we go back out and say, these are our goals, and a lot of our goals were shaped around the feedback we heard.
Yeah,
So I think it could be like, hey, we listened, we want to share, but we want to continue to listen. So February could be goals focused. I had April as budget focused. September as just like a general check-in pulse. And then November, December, like we did this year with, which is like help us set our goals again, which was kind of what happened. So again, we're kind of doing one a quarter. February and March are kind of close,
Yeah.
but
well, February and April.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can maybe do that in May, maybe not April. The reason I had April was because we do second reading early, so it's like if we do it in May, it's just
Feels really delayed.
yeah, there's no opportunity really, unless it would be like a
That's
tight
really
2-week
sweet.
period. Which I mean is possible. We could do like a sprint in May, the 2 weeks before second reading, and say, we want to hear your feedback.
Yeah, I think as long as we feel like there's enough time to actually do anything with feedback.
Yeah,
Because we get feedback on Tuesday and finalize things on Thursday,
Yeah.
then I think you create frustration as opposed to.
yeah.
Sort of, people are listening to me.
Mhm.
Maybe we do April then.
And these are essentially the same as budget roundtables.
Yeah.
Right, except you're just going out to other locations. So budget roundtables, do those usually happen in April?
I think we tried to have them happen
Yeah.
in alignment with the process. The hard part in April too is that it's also school
School
vacation, so
vacation
you lose a
week.
lot of
Oh.
people.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could do April through May, and again, it can be like, yes, let's talk about budget, but it can also be, let's just talk about whatever's on your
Mhm.
mind,
Mhm.
and there might be things that we could say of like, oh yeah, in the budget, we're funding something for that, or
Yeah.
you know, again, I think an example of our roundtables this year, I don't think we had significant attendance, but people asked for pickleball courts and lights at the baseball field, and we got both of those added to the budget, or they were in the CIP,
Yeah.
but we moved them up. So I mean, things like that, I think we
Yeah.
can easily do if we're getting feedback and the council feels like it's an appropriate movement of
Mhm.
resources, so. So what do you think of February, April, September, November, December?
Yeah.
So let's try and target that. Do you think we need to change the name? Like, should we?
Yes.
Okay, do you have ideas?
You want to both be scrambling to be buying cupcakes.
No,
all
I
the
do
time.
not.
I like coffee with counselors, but then we have to get coffee. But I think coffee, I don't know, it just, I think makes sense. Like, I think that. Conversation with counselor, then we don't have to bring cupcakes or coffee.
Yeah,
Um,
I like conversations with counselors. Cause it's kind of gives that like two-way.
yeah,
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 we can still bring like some snacks and waters, but
well, absolutely, but it
we don't have to
will
be
be,
cupcakes.
it'll be a nice
Yeah,
surprise
yeah.
as opposed to where is my coffee?
Yeah, yeah. So conversations with counselors, we'll try and do them. I think it would be great if we
I-
can continue to expand to try and get more partners to host us as opposed to.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I feel like, in some of the sessions, Jim was at all of them. Recommended like, have you thought about going to the Rotary meeting? Have you thought
Yeah.
about going to the Lions Club or, what's the other one? Rotary Lions, or something else somebody brought up, I can't remember what it was.
Does the American Legion do something?
Oh, no, that was
Kiwanis.
Kiwanis,
Yeah.
it was Kiwanis, yeah. I just think then you have a, you know, regular audience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know the business group, we did a Thrall Club, we had probably 15 people,
Mhm.
so that was good attendance. I think the other thing is to, not have them all in we didn't have all of them in the evening, but I know people work, and then some people said, you know, I don't like driving after dark, and
Yeah.
which is less of an issue, I guess, when it's in, you know, May or September
Yeah.
than the winter. But I think just taking a look and making sure that we have opportunities that meet all those different schedules. And the evening, I think, can be hard for working families too. It's like you're leaving work, you're trying to get to daycare, you're trying to get home to do dinner, or you have
Yeah,
school events.
we should probably have at least one weekend option per.
Yeah, I'm happy to do a Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it at all.
And then also, I think the feedback we got was people would like a virtual option to
Yeah,
participate too, so that. Again, maybe we do one
Yeah.
at town hall.
Right.
That is virtual, so people
Yeah.
can come, but we can also have the setup. to
yeah,
at least
could do
allow
a hybrid,
virtual.
yeah.
That workflow with the SBAC 1, 2,
They do hybrid or just a virtual?
no, it was a hybrid.
Okay,
Yeah.
And we got as many phone calls as we did people in
Yeah,
attendance.
see.
Yeah.
We had,
I can believe that.
I'm gonna say 30, 35 people in attendance that night.
yeah.
That's all, it's good.
Do the fire stations have internet?
Sure.
Probably, I should, right? Could we get an owl and bring it with us when we go to these?
Yeah.
Michelle said she would be the owl learner.
Yeah,
Do what?
You learn to do
Oh,
this and set it up and.
you could, I mean, you know, I definitely would support a virtual or hybrid option. I mean,
Yeah.
You could also just try doing a virtual one too, where you're
Yeah,
saying, we're signing
virtual.
on at 6:30 and. You know, if you want to have some conversation just to see what that's like, I think, you know, the problem is when you're talking about having virtual, it can be, I think you lose some of the conversational element.
Yeah.
to it. Um,
I absolutely agree with you. I think it kind of defeats the purpose of like the closer, like the contact that we're trying to create.
Yeah, I agree.
And the more, you know, I guess, you know, authentic relationships
Mhm.
as opposed to, oh, good, I'm on another Zoom call.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's easier to probably go with a pure virtual, which is, because at least you know where to.
Yeah.
You know, and than do the hybrid, but
Yeah,
you could try it, you know, you could try, I would recommend if you're gonna do a hybrid, do it someplace where you don't have to worry about the technology.
yeah, that
You
would
have
be,
someone with some assistance to say, we have a question online and something like that.
Yeah.
and I would say if we're gonna do that, to do it within somebody's work scope, so it isn't, you know, putting somebody out,
Mhm.
you know, it just is, you know, consistent or it's easy, but I do think that face to face was the way, I mean, just was the way to go,
Mhm.
but
I agree. I think people appreciated the face-to-face more. It's just
I do too,
Yeah.
just, yeah. I appreciated it more,
Yeah,
so.
And we got that reaction in North Scarborough.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
they really
Yeah,
appreciated
that,
it.
yeah, we were, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite, I love that group,
Mhm.
it was good,
That one was good.
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
The two babies came,
yeah. It's always better with babies.
yes.
We had a baby last night at ordinance and it made the meeting.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so
just because
funny.
it was it. And she was in the front row and like kept doing the, what are they called, raspberries, where she's like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that's so cute. Okay, so I think we're good there, so I will. Start to plan those out and maybe at our February, I guess we gotta get those dates going.
Yeah, it'd be good to have that in the February newsletter too.
Yeah. So let
okay,
me,
okay,
just
so
that
what,
first one.
tell us when we need to get them to you.
Okay, what day
What
is
works
February?
best for you?
February 1st.
Sunday?
Is Sunday,
Okay, so I guess I would need it by Thursday.
Thursday, 29th.
Yeah,
Thursday.
2 weeks from today.
so what I can do is just make sure I can, like, I'll probably reach out to all of the same. Places we did it before and just. See if we can just make sure we have the facilities to do them. But we also probably, I think for the ones that are with businesses and stuff, we don't need to promote
No, we
those.
don't.
We just need to promote the ones that are,
Public.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, so you need it by next Thursday. Yeah. Okay. All right, and we'll probably just do the same thing. We'll pick some dates and locations, and then we'll ask counselors to sign up for one or two, and hopefully just we can promote them like you did last time, Allison.
Yeah,
take the cupcake off.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, item 7 is choose date for Scotto Hill Road Counselor Corner Live. So it sounds like staff is gonna have a workshop on February 4th. Again, there's February vacation in there as well, so
Yes.
that kind of throws a wrench in it. What I was thinking, because I looked at the town calendar to see where, again, we weren't conflicting with anything. It looked like February 10th and February 12th were maybe the best dates. Depending on how quickly we want to do them. Otherwise, we could also do February 26th, which I think is,
10th is East Grand, Kingswood Streets, public meeting.
okay.
Is what, Liam?
Oh.
East Grand Ave.
Oh,
Big
yeah,
Streets,
yeah.
Public meeting. for the
Yeah.
10th.
So maybe the 12th, is there anything on the 12th?
Zoning board. And finance.
I was thinking I could coordinate with Larry to see if we can make sure that finance meeting ends at 6:30, and then we could start it at 6:30, and then at least 3 of us will be here and can saunter over,
Sure. Okay.
or the 26th. Make sure there's nothing on the 26th.
Liam, what do you think's better from a information perspective?
With regard to,
Just kind of, how much we have to communicate, do we have a more solid message? Do we?
yeah, I mean, I think the nice thing about doing it after the 4th, I mean, I think giving some time, the 12th may be okay, it'll still be kind of fresh in people's minds and also some time to digest kind of the workshop and
Yeah.
the options that are laid out for feedback. So the 12th, I think, could
It's
work.
okay,
I think
Okay.
the 12th seems better because it keeps more momentum from the workshop. It's easier to share out when I'm
yeah,
talking collectively about Scotto Hill Road, like in the next newsletter to talk about the.
Smack dab between 2 meetings, so that there's some public comment at the next meeting
Yeah.
that they want,
And I think people are eager to hear and talk more
Yeah.
about it, so. It's like,
yes.
they're ready for it.
I'm assuming we're not taking action on the 18th, right? There's no,
So,
Okay.
And again, I mean, it's gonna require budget funds that aren't there.
yeah,
So I certainly think, you wanna keep the momentum, but no decisions are gonna be made on the 18th. And I fully expect we're not gonna have all the answers on the 4th. And we're gonna need some of that feedback to
Yeah.
help go and inform those decisions, so.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
okay, so let's plan for Counselor Corner
6:30.
at
after
6:30,
Finance committee.
yeah.
On the 12th.
Do you wanna have it in chambers?
I always feel like it's better when we're not in chambers, but at a public safety, because it just, that up can be a little bit more
We look into the availability.
roundtable as opposed to usually when we're in there, I think people just have like
All
a,
that thing.
Yeah.
Sitting in the rooms.
yeah,
But you can, John, you
We
can
can
make it
change.
informal. You come out from behind the dais and sit
Yeah.
on the,
Yeah.
sit on the table.
yeah.
With a
we can-
leg up.
Yeah.
We can make it informal,
Smoke a cigar.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if public safety is
Crack a beer,
available, if it's not,
Right.
then let's do the 12.
Cause we think chambers are certainly
Chambers.
available, or should be. Alright, I'll look for a venue and get back to you.
Okay,
Right? And then we did the print strategy one.
yeah,
We had item 9 discussion on how council goals may influence communications. So again, I don't know. Allison or Liam, if you guys have had time to digest, to think about, given the goals we're likely gonna do, how that may change communications.
I don't think, I mean, I think it's just. Yeah, I think the thing that we've gotten fairly good at over the years is just making sure. we're just communicating
Yeah,
what the objectives and goals are,
Yeah.
and keep with the message that these goals are born out of feedback from the survey,
Yeah,
feedback we've heard through our other outreach efforts,
Yeah.
and this is where we're focusing our energy and kind of continue to. I think the biggest lesson that we've learned with regard to communication is so often, because there's so much going on, we always felt like we communicated once and we ticked the box, like we did it,
10 times.
Right.
You need
So,
10 times.
so it's just about being consistent with our communication
Yeah.
and continue to tie things
Yeah.
back and build awareness. So I don't think there's anything.
It really is repetition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm wondering if we want to suggest, we don't require, but suggest to counselors that if they're a champion for one of the goals, that if they do a counselor corner, that they think about updating on it, talking
Yeah,
about it, why,
sure.
just to like,
Integrate to the, because
Yeah.
people do read those, so I think
Yeah.
that is a really good place to integrate.
Yeah, it's the weaving of kind of the story together that.
Yeah.
We've also tried to make it a point.
Yeah.
that Don't lose sight of, we're doing this because we heard it in the
right.
Peak with counselors
Yeah,
and we heard it
yeah.
in the survey, and that's why we
Yeah.
formed this goal, and this is what we're doing, so then we actually
Well,
do it, we tie
I
it
think
back.
connecting the dots for people,
Yeah,
so they also can't say, well, I said that, it's like, no, here's sort of the roadmap of how we,
nothing kind of looks like it's in a vacuum.
Yeah,
Isolation,
yeah.
so that might be something I can like, give a friendly suggestion.
yeah,
when
no, I think
somebody's-
it makes sense, I think
Yeah.
it's logical.
Mm.
I think too, just staying laser focused on, 4 or 5 things and just the
Mhm.
same messaging over and keeping it simple.
Yeah,
Cause sometimes the messengers get really bored, like, oh my gosh, we're talking about that again,
yeah.
but the public is
They're
going.
not thinking of it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's so true.
And they don't live it every day.
Right.
Yeah, they don't live it on.
Yeah. I used to say to our CEO, like, you're at the finish line and the rest of the company is on like mile 1.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So like you just finished the marathon because you've been thinking about this for 12 months and everybody else just found out about it like 2 weeks ago.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So you're bored and everybody else is still in shock. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Good point. All right, so item 10, Michelle, this was your suggestion,
Yeah.
discuss the possibility of a cross-functional citizen group as part of the communications and engagement committee.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good to have buy-in or, participation from the community. I think it's good to have a good cross-section. So, if you looked at something like this, people that have kids in school, people that are retired, people that are, I think just bringing different perspectives to it, people that have been in town forever, maybe somebody who, just the woman who just moved into Eastern Village like 8 months ago. But I also think it keeps us kind of focused on the kind of the vibe that's out there
Mhm.
and just staying, I think, abreast and supporting one of our goals, which is to be transparent and to be listening and to be engaged. So, and people, I think, as we were doing the counselor sessions, people were engaged and people were showing, people had ideas, and I thought, like, we need more of this.
Mhm.
And it's hard to get, but I think that maybe it's a committee and that it's, doesn't stay in place for 20 years, but maybe they sign up for a year.
Mhm.
And we figure out how to have, meetings with them and get their pulse. So maybe it's people from different parts of town, like you have somebody from, Pleasant Hill, like almost like neighborhood or regional captains.
Mhm.
Cause I hear a lot, that, when you think about like running for town council, and I think you brought this up when we were campaigning is, you're campaigning to 25,000 people and people
Yeah.
are running for Augusta and they're only, campaigning to like, 1,000 households or something. So it's just broad, and I think that the interests of the different neighborhoods are different.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I was just thinking about how do you get
Yeah,
representation or different voices? I wouldn't want to form a committee that had everybody from this quadrant of Scarborough.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if it's like, are you thinking of it more as like a focus group pulse almost, but it's this group of engaged residents who also hopefully like are connected, who again gather monthly to just talk about the pulse in town, what are top of mind for people that they're hearing. And it would be great for a counselor to sit on that as
Oh,
liaisons, to just like hear it
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
report back and say, and I even think Liam, of like what we've talked about, and I don't know where we are on that, creating that,
I'm
what we're
getting
hearing.
feedback from Tom and Allison, yeah.
yeah, that we don't want to do it, or.
No,
Oh,
we have a draft
keep it
document.
together. Okay.
Yeah, just about, is this the right tone, are these
Yeah.
the right questions, are they too snarky, are they too, whatever that.
One of the things we were talking about doing is a thing that's called What We're Hearing,
Mhm.
and it's really based on what the town's hearing, or a counselor could say, hey, I'm hearing a lot about this in the public, can we like do a quick thing? But this group could be a good group that we could say, like, what are we hearing? What are the key things that you're hearing in the town? And then the outcome of that could be a write-up on the website that could be linked to the newsletter that's
Yeah.
basically responding to what we're
Yeah.
hearing. Like, if we're hearing a lot right now about Scotted Hill Road, it's
Yeah.
like, let's talk about that with this group. What do you think the public wants to know? What would help? And then that helps to then get a message out or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking focus group when you were describing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it being a year, or like having it be a regular occurrence with the same people. I was thinking of it more like along like a certain topic, like Scott O'Hill, or something where you want to draw people in. And yeah, I like the idea of it being the same people, but I was initially thinking of it as like just for like this certain occasion, or like that they happen periodically, like as something comes up and it's like different people, or
I think, and we could do both. I mean,
Yeah,
we could
either-
say we have this hot topic, so let's pull a group together that is more of a focus group. And then the other one I was thinking, and this is, I don't know how complicated this would be, but you have a group that also are sort of like our communication ambassadors.
right.
So
you're
we
saying-
could say, like, these 12 people, like, if if they're your neighbor, if you see them around town, they're gonna be, I don't know, I'm just thinking about taking the burden off of just, a staff of 2 or 3 people
Yeah.
or a communication committee, and really, like Jim's been, super engaged and interested,
Yeah.
and, so I was just thinking about in community engagement, frankly, and,
Yeah.
getting, and I've had a number of people say to me, like, we should have neighborhood ambassadors, or we should, have a Pleasant Hill rep, and then we should have like a,
Yeah.
Dunstan Crossing rep, and we should,
I guess people do naturally stand out too, like I'm part of the Pleasant Hill Facebook group, and it's like always like the same people, like
Yeah,
sharing the
I'm
town
part of it,
tape,
yeah.
yeah, and like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm glad for these certain people that are
Yeah.
like always just like
But-
passing along the message, so it's like,
Yeah.
they already exist in the community, it's just a matter of like us
Yeah.
pulling
Yeah.
them in too.
I think I like it being like both, right? We can
Yeah,
like make the charge both, where it's like, hey, we want you, like, part of the charge is we want to hear from you what the pulse is, what you're hearing from your neighbors,
Yeah.
but then we may have things that we want to
Right.
share with them and say, can
Okay.
you just, we're not telling you how to share it, what to say, but we want to make sure that these big
But they're
things
kind
the
of
town.
brand ambassadors, or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
communication ambassadors, and
Mhm.
I think it's, and I think it just feels more transparent, like, like people can obviously listen to this meeting, they can come to meetings, but there's something about having kind of like an army of people out there that are kind of on our team.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and widening the audience, because
Yeah,
not everyone
absolutely.
is tuned in, but those people are, but
Absolutely.
they can pass it along to their neighbors who aren't following. To me, they seem like two different groups.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the focus group type of people around the table I'd want are the ones who like aren't necessarily following like regularly what we're doing,
Yeah.
but just to kind of get that ear in the community, or like, what are you thinking from like an outside perspective?
Yeah,
do we feel like the conversations with counselors is accomplishing that to a degree?
Maybe, yeah, if they're coming to those, or I could see that you go to those and you treat it as like you're inviting people to be part of this group, and you see someone and you like say like, would you be interested
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
yeah,
coming and
yeah,
talking with us?
yeah,
Or like at, like if we're tabling at like a Sustainable Scarborough Day or something,
Yeah.
like. There's someone who seems to be engaged and they're coming up to us now,
Mhm.
like we can invite them, like. Kind of doing it a bit more, the way I'm picturing it, it's like a bit more piecemeal.
Yeah.
An invitation, and not as much just like having an application of
Yeah.
like, who wants to be part of this?
Yeah.
Because that's how you're getting more of like the unbiased, I mean, they all would have a bias on something, but like that unbiased, like group of people at the table that. Meet different neighborhoods, to your point, or different areas.
Yeah.
or
Well, like manufactured homes, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know who went to
I
that.
went to that one.
Yeah, and there was a lot
There's a
of,
lot of really good people
Yeah.
there that I would love to say, would you like to come and
I think like a
participate?
representative from that whole group, because it's a
Yeah.
large group and they're, you know,
Mhm.
usually quite engaged and.
Yeah,
I don't know, I was just trying to. Think of a way to, I mean, I would love to solicit more input and to have people not think that we're acting in a vacuum.
yeah,
I think follow through is a key point.
What's that?
Follow through.
Yes,
The letter that I sent out to the
Mhm.
board and the council on the makeup of the school building committee.
yeah,
Once I heard back from Shannon that they had added. I responded back to those 4 people saying,
yeah,
as a result of your input,
yeah,
the school board changed the makeup of the committee.
yeah.
And 2 of them responded back saying, I wish the council would do this.
uh,
Well, we will.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, and I think it's also, you know, between the listening sessions that we did last year. And the community survey, I think, you know, just keep saying like, you know, we heard you, we heard you, we heard you.
Yeah.
And we heard you doesn't mean we're gonna fix everything right now, or that, you know, it's gonna rise to the top of the list, but I think sometimes people just want validation.
mhm.
Like I can stop bugging them about that because they heard me and something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
And we did do a lot of things as a result. of
Yeah.
meetings with counselor, like I will say staff. Was like the little things that were easy that I
Mhm.
reached out to staff for, they
Yeah.
did right away, and it was
Yeah.
nice to be able to get back to people and say. We heard you.
yeah,
So let's try and get this to like a real action, so like what is it? And I'm supportive of whatever. We wanna do, whatever makes sense, but I'm just trying to think like, what is it that we actually wanna do, is it?
Yeah.
Um,
You bring up a good point that the counselor conversation sessions feel like it could be tapping into that focus group
Mhm.
idea for now, but neighbor ambassadors feels different. to
it is
me.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
So I
you're
think that
actually
seems like
naming
something we
people and
should-
kind of putting them in a, you know, it's sort of like being a volunteer, like firefighter.
Yeah.
So
would we like create a committee charge and recruit people? And ask them to apply and have appointments and negotiation? Go through that process, is that?
and then so say you pick these people, then what's the communication with them like what comes next?
I would think it's. I'm just making it up as
Yeah.
I'm thinking as I talk, like,
Brainstorm.
we meet once a month. We hear from them what's going on in town and what they're hearing from their neighborhoods and what's important. We share what's happening at the town level
Yeah.
and what's important, and it's kind of like a exchange, because then they can then bring that stuff back to their neighborhoods, and we can take their input to figure out, okay, how does that shape the next newsletter? How does that?
And maybe we pilot it, you know, maybe we just do a pilot for, you know, 3 months and see what happens.
Yeah.
And you take a look at neighborhoods that maybe already have like associations, so there's already communication going out.
Higgins Beach, Pine Point are organized. We could get Pratt's Neck, we could get, I think the harder things is like Oak Hill and.
Yeah, I think,
Well, Spur Lake has got a group.
Eastern Village
go.
has a group.
Yeah, Maple Ave has a group.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
There's a
Eastern
lot.
Village has a group, Pleasant Hill has a group, I mean, that's not really an association, but
No.
it is a Facebook
Facebook
page,
group,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's a lot of activity on it.
Scarborough, I would think, or probably
did-
less.
Don't forget Scarborough.
Yeah,
Yeah, west and north is where I don't. I mean, I know people who live there that I could say, hey, would you like to represent West Scarborough?
Yeah,
like Dunstan Crossing's
Me-
off Broad Term, but I don't
Yeah.
think really
Me
consider
too.
West Scarborough, would you?
Maybe we try and make this less formal to start
Yeah.
to your point and
Yeah.
say like, look, this is a Michelle, John, comms committee.
Yeah,
We want to informally find 10 community members that are influencers, which I'm sure you know probably 10, you probably name 10 off the top of your head. Or people who we want to
Yeah.
bring in and say like, look, we're trying something, we're piloting it. This is different than Cakes with Counselor. We want
Yeah.
to like hear what you're hearing. Just hear it, and then we want
Yeah.
to share things with you and see how you can help us get the
yeah,
word out.
we put structure in place to, you know, run the meeting,
Yeah,
sort of like.
Yeah, I think I would, I think I agree with all that. I think I would suggest something more informal to
Yeah.
start to see what
Yeah,
the appetite is.
yeah.
I think I'd
Yeah.
also be, I think it's an exercise in having a conversation, to your point, John, about exchanging ideas. I think the value for us is, I think that's always the concern, right? Like you're one of seven or two,
Yeah.
7 counselors and where, are we disconnected from what, and obviously social media, I think makes this easier now than it
Yeah.
ever has, but I would look at, initially the upside being, we want to hear what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Right? And then that would allow for us to do something more formal through our existing channels to respond to some of those questions or
Yeah.
concerns or, and well, certainly a hope would be that, you have this sort of question that you're hearing and we're giving you some additional information and we hope that you go and share that around. And I'd be a little bit cautious about
Yeah.
like having them feel like this is now my job or
Right,
responsibility
right.
to communicate,
Yeah.
like, so I think that would be more of an informal expectation.
Inspired.
What we really want to hear though is we want to hear what you're hearing because
Yeah.
we want to be
Yeah.
responsive and reactive to that. We want to be responsive to it.
Yeah.
So I think there is some, to your point and your idea, I think there is some real value to that. And I would start exactly where it sounds like you're kind of organically starting with. There are some established,
Mhm.
Higgins Beach is, I think, a
Right.
fairly well organized
Yeah, they
neighborhood.
are.
I think they even have some existing built-in communication
Yeah.
channels. I'm just gonna say it because she shows up to our meeting, Allison Bristol
Yeah.
would be a great person to have in the room, say,
Oh,
Allison, what
yeah,
are you
this is
hearing,
great.
right?
Yeah.
And what are you thinking? And, I think, a more formal route, maybe longer term.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that, I think that's a really nice idea, a nice concept to trial.
So maybe you, me and Larry can put our heads
Yeah,
together and
yeah.
think of maybe 10 people in town
Yeah,
that we
we can
know,
find
and we
out
have
the
one
list.
here already today, so
Yeah.
you're here to
My
represent Maple
current
Ave and Oak
commitment
Hill.
is get less and less available. I'm not sure where we're headed with the school building.
Okay, are you on that committee?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna be busy.
I guess I'd also just say that if this does get developed, I think it would be, something that anyone could show up to. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
not just, it's not a
right.
closed door thing. If you want to come in and join or observe the conversation or ask your own question,
Yeah.
of course, but I think without that invitation or expectation, I think that you won't get people.
Right, I think-
Tuesday night.
Right, I
show
think,
up,
I
right?
think inviting and then seeing where it goes. And we may do one, invite people and say, you know what, that's maybe not gonna.
Yeah.
Fly, but
Or again, it's more like we invite them to one, do they come back to the next one?
Yeah.
If they don't come back, then
Yeah.
we say, okay, well, we tried.
But it always comes down to, I remember, again, Al, to pick on Allison again.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alice, I'm sure she'll actually watch it.
Yeah.
I think that she's always said, communication in the town is really, really good, especially by comparable standards. It's the engagement piece that
Yeah.
is trickier. I think this would be a really great initiative for engagement.
Yeah.
Because you are there looking for
yeah,
that input.
Again, follow through.
yeah,
Have the group come in, tell you what's going on. Then a couple weeks later, well, it's council action or committee action,
Yeah,
feed it
Yeah.
back to them so they can feed it back to the public.
yeah, it's more,
I learned that with the union,
yeah,
because the area that I represented was from Buxton down to York.
yeah,
oh, yeah, it's a big-
And I heard the same thing. You guys in Portland, you're controlling everything. You don't care about
Yeah.
us.
yeah. So I think that's important, yeah,
And
like we hear stuff and.
I did create a couple committees
Mhm.
and I stayed out of it. They ran the committees and reported back to me once a month.
And I
That's
love the
okay.
idea of like, if it's established, yeah, we can have these like monthly check-ins.
Yeah.
but hopefully it becomes more organic where they're sending us stuff and they're saying,
Yeah.
hey,
Exactly.
and then we're also sending them stuff back saying like, hey, share this.
We also could send them something and say, this is a topic that's coming up, ask them for input on it or feedback or.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, I think there's a bunch of things you could do
So
with that.
so
Yeah.
road thing, just
Yeah.
say, we're aware of it.
Yeah.
But do the
Yeah.
finances and won't be approached until FY.
Yeah,
I say we just try it.
yeah.
So
we'll try
maybe,
it.
maybe let's keep the conversation going. You, me and Larry first come up with like names that we know
Yeah.
of that we may just want to reach out to like informally get it going and see where we go
Yeah.
from there.
I
Yeah.
got one for you right now.
Yeah,
Diverse,
Love me for it.
diverse group.
April.
yeah, April could be one. And then, I don't wanna say names publicly in case. we
Yeah.
Say things, but, you know, let's put our heads together. I
Yeah.
know I did one exercise. When we were trying to do something, cause this has come up before, and I feel like I wrote down a million people's names that I was like, these people would be great. So I think it's maybe just a matter of you, me and Larry.
Yeah,
Trying to get it to 10.
and I think
4
different
people.
demographics and age groups.
Yeah.
and people that have lived in town forever and, you know, with less than 3 years and just, cause that could be a variable too, just with how they're
And as we,
rating us.
as we do the February Cakes with Counselors, we
Yeah.
can also like use that as an opportunity
Yeah.
to say,
Conversations with this.
yeah,
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna mess that up. so
Like, if he
bad.
says cake, he's bringing all the cake.
Yeah, yeah. Great. Well, I think that's everything. Michelle, is there anything else that you wanted to discuss?
I don't think so.
Great.
I don't think so.
Any other public comment? Jim, anything you want to add?
The only thing that I heard by a couple of people this week is, the amount of traffic on Route 1. Whether a way we could measure the traffic that's cut through going down south.
The pass-through
Oh,
traffic,
yeah.
Yeah, 30%, isn't it?
that's the figure we typically cite, based on some
Oh, really?
studies, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
30%
So,
is passed through.
I would say south end or depending on the time of the day, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
That's
I think that the statistic I heard was 30% at any given time
yeah,
is traffic that starts out of town and goes somewhere else on the other
The
side.
reason they raised it was they had conversation with somebody about trying to open up the turnpike, similar to what they're doing between Lewiston and all.
yeah,
That's what we
Yeah.
have that as a council goal, where we said we want to explore.
Yeah.
Conversations to see if we can free up, make it so that the turnpike is free from one part of Saco or Bedford forward to Portland to just allow the traffic to go through, so it's not coming through here.
I wonder what the revenue stream is.
I bet it's really big. That's the thing, is like,
Yeah.
we're tapping.
I'm not sure the state's looking to cut off their revenue stream.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
Yeah.
The state doesn't get any of it, right? It's not like
Yeah.
company authority.
Well,
Yeah.
with LD 1829, it's gonna go from 30% to 50%. So
Yeah.
that's where, again. Maybe they will
Yeah.
pass a law to say,
Yeah.
remove the turnpike fee or something. You can ask our legislatures next week.
The other
Yeah.
issue that been spotty is 1829.
Oh, yeah.
People really don't understand how that's gonna impact the town.
It's interesting. I find that people, I was at an exercise class this morning early in Scarborough, and somebody in the class asked me a very specific question about it, so clearly knew what was going on. And then somebody said, "What is that thing anyway?" So
Yeah.
it was sort of like this, people really informed and upset, and people knowing they should probably find out something, but they didn't really know what was.
Yeah,
Have we had
So-
anything in the newsletter that like simply explains?
yeah, this actually today.
Today, right?
Today,
I scanned it.
Because I haven't really shared anything about it yet, but now that we're picking up traction,
Yeah,
yeah. I put it on there and I put it on the website
Maybe
too.
that's why I'm here.
yeah.
That could
I
be,
haven't even looked at the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it right up top.
yeah.
Are we doing
good.
anything
good.
promotionally for next week
To get
around
people-
it to make sure people know that the legislature's coming? Like
On the
it's
21st.
in the newsletter, which I think is great.
Yeah, that was the first launch of it, but, yeah.
The social posts,
Yeah.
good. I think that's great.
So do we, I know, Tom did a nice job of updating us, I think it was yesterday, and said he thought that with the article that was in the paper and things, that might trigger action for people to show up next Wednesday. What do we think about that? Like, do you think neighboring towns,
We're gonna take up the fight.
or show up next, Wednesday?
I did ask,
Westbrook passed a similar resolution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
that's my understanding.
recently?
I think so.
I read that, yeah, I read that
Yeah.
too, yeah.
Oh, great. I
But I
will,
would think like Cape, it's like Ann, represents Cape and Scarborough.
Yeah.
And
They're-
Scarborough only Cape only
Yeah.
had 13 building permits.
Stephanie Anderson told me she is planning to come next week. So
Ann or Stephanie?
Stephanie Anderson, who is the.
Yeah, I know she, yeah.
Yeah, she is the Cape counselor.
Yeah,
And I think Anne is gonna be virtual,
she used to be the dean.
right?
Yeah, sure. that can
But-
be-
Again, it would be nice to make sure we get more, like, I will reach out. I think this is like what I was trying to say, like, it would be good for all of us to just email some counselors and say,
Yeah,
FYI, we did this. I've already shared it with like 5 or 6 different communities, and maybe I'll follow up and just remind them that we're discussing it next
well,
week.
I was thinking, in the GP cog report, there were 10 towns that were benchmarked.
Yeah.
And I would think, given their results,
Mhm.
at least 5 of them like had 0 affordable housing in the last
Yeah.
5 years, that they would be really interested in what's going on.
Yeah,
Um,
it is a little bit mixed though. Like there are some communities, like I would say Gorham overall, I think is really embracing. Not, I shouldn't say embracing. I think they don't feel the way we do. And so I think that's the hard part is like, I don't know if all counselors are as united as we are in terms of our position. And so I think that's where I think what we might see is like independent counselors coming.
yeah,
But I think that's good though too, like
I don't think everyone
Yeah.
has to be in Lux, you
Yeah.
know. They can just come to hear the conversation and to learn.
yeah.
It might surprise you though, but my brother was born
Mhm.
and with their growth. They're starting to have problems with schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know they're getting all
I
the
have-
Amazon
I have
Press and
unhappy
everything.
friends out there.
Yeah,
It's odd that, you think that even a local council, even if they believe fundamentally in what it does. There's nothing that would prohibit them from doing the same thing locally.
Right,
You could modify
Right.
your zoning to do what that does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
without having it mandated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah,
Seems kind of odd.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah, on there,
great.
but it's good.
All right, with
Okay.
that, can I get a motion to adjourn?